Have you ever felt powerless and exhausted when dealing with the manipulative tactics of a narcissist? Do you long to find a way to turn the tables, regain control, and make them experience the pain they've caused you? If your answer is yes, then this video is just for you. Today, I will unveil 7 ultimate strategies to torment a narcissist, helping you break free from their toxic cycle and gradually reclaim your life. Let's uncover these secrets together and prepare for a remarkable transformation. Let go of your expectations for a relationship with a narcissist. To break free from the control and grip of a narcissist, the first and most crucial step is to remove the throne you've unknowingly placed them on. This isn't just about pretending to ignore them, it's about genuinely dismantling the pedestal they've occupied in your mind. It's a process of untangling the invisible strings that have trapped you in admiration, fear, or false hope. Narcissists are like leeches, hungry for attention, constantly needing admiration and worship to feel valuable. They are astonishingly skilled at reading your emotions and turning them into tools for manipulation and control. Yet ironically, they are completely blind to their own inner world, a world riddled with insecurity, emptiness, and a deep fear of abandonment. When you truly become emotionally indifferent to them, when their presence no longer stirs your inner world, it's like a devastating blow to their ego. They will panic, rage, and feel pain because they are no longer receiving the energy you used to provide. But remember, their panic is not your responsibility. It's the natural reaction of someone who has built their existence around others' admiration. Imagine cutting the invisible strings that bind you to them. This is not just an emotional release, but also a confrontation and acceptance of reality. If the narcissist is a parent, allow yourself to grieve the idealized image of a happy family you never had. Recognize that it's not because you were wrong or insufficient, but simply because they were incapable of offering the unconditional love you deserve. If the narcissist is a romantic partner, let go of the unrealistic hopes of a rosy future with them. Remember, narcissists don't love you for who you are. They love how you make them feel about themselves. True love doesn't exist in a relationship where you have to lose yourself to sustain it. Letting go doesn't mean suppressing your emotions. Cry, scream, and confront the deep pain they've caused you. Seek support from friends, family, or even a therapist if necessary. Every tear shed, every time you face the pain, brings you closer to freedom. As Marcus Aurelius once said, what stands in the way becomes the way. The pain you feel is evidence of the strength you are building. You are not just their victim, you become the victor when you rise and choose a different path. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting or condoning their wrongdoings. Forgiveness is your way of freeing yourself from the chains of the past. It's not for their peace of mind, but for your own. When you stop investing energy into hate or resentment, you make space for more positive things to enter your life. This journey won't be easy, but it's entirely worth it. When you truly let go, you'll realize that freedom and peace were never far away. That's when you no longer feel your heart constrict at the thought of them. That's when you begin to see the light of a life unmanipulated, uncontrolled, and full of meaning. Cutting off contact with them. In the cunning and calculated chess game of narcissism, every move is not just an action, but a sophisticated strategy to determine the outcome. If there's one decisive masterstroke that can create the most dramatic turning point, it is this: disappear completely from their life. Imagine standing in front of a door that leads to a world filled with lies, manipulation, and emotional turmoil. Slamming it shut isn't merely an action, it's a powerful declaration. I refuse to play this game anymore. But don't stop there. Throw the key into a deep abyss, leaving no way back, no room for any attempt at reconnection or interference from the narcissist. When I say disappear, it's not just about leaving the relationship, it's about a total and thorough severance. No meetings, no conversations, no responding to calls, messages, or emails. Erase them from your life, even on social media, a space where narcissists often maintain control through indirect presence. Disappearing is more than just cutting ties. It's a declaration of freedom. It's your way of telling yourself that from now on you won't allow anyone to manipulate or hurt you again. Think of this as a life reboot, as if you're leaving Earth and settling on an entirely new planet, one where you are the center of your own universe, free from interference. You might think this approach is too harsh, but trust me, it's the iron shield that protects you from the narcissist's cunning tactics. Beneath their facade of arrogance and confidence lies a haunting fear, the fear of abandonment and being forgotten. Your sudden disappearance will throw them into a state of utter confusion, like a cornered animal. Disappearing isn't just a strategic move, it's a gift to yourself. It's the beginning of a new life, unbound by manipulation and schemes. While this action may initially leave you feeling lonely or in pain, remember that it's the gateway to freedom and peace. When you leave a narcissist's life, they will regret it, but their regret doesn't stem from genuine love or sincere attachment. Don't let their words or actions fool you into thinking you truly matter to them as an independent person. What they actually regret is losing a puppet, an energy source to fuel their selfish desires and sustain their sense of power. Understand this: in the narcissist's world, you are not a partner or soulmate. They don't mourn you because of shared memories or past connections. They mourn losing a servant, a bank, or a distraction you unknowingly became in their life. To a narcissist, you are merely a tool to fill their emptiness, not someone they genuinely love or cherish. When you cut off this supply, a narcissist won't let go easily. They will employ every tactic to pull you back, as this loss not only wounds their pride, but also sends them into a panic about finding a quick replacement source of supply. They may appear with their most charming facade, use the sweetest words, and make promises of change, painting a rosy picture of the future to win you back. They will beg, plead, and even fake remorse, creating an illusion that they've realized their mistakes and are willing to do anything to make amends. But don't be swayed by these performances. Behind every word and action lies their selfish motive, regaining control over you. If their seductive tactics and promises fail, the narcissist may shift to more negative methods. They could threaten you, try to instill fear to coerce you into returning. They might stalk you, show up at places you frequent, or use social media to haunt you. In extreme cases, they might resort to emotional terrorism, hurling insults, spreading false accusations, or fabricating lies to damage your reputation and self-esteem. These behaviors are not just signs of anger, but desperate attempts to regain control. Narcissists cannot accept defeat because it forces them to confront their inner insecurities and emptiness, things they've been running from their entire lives. Stay strong and don't fall for any of their performances. Narcissists don't change, and no matter what they do, their motives remain self-centered, not about you. Your safety and happiness are what truly matter. Remember, going back to them only plunges you back into the cycle of manipulation and suffering, draining your energy and erasing your sense of self. However, at this point you might ask, what if I can't completely cut ties with them because we share children or other obligations? Is there a solution for me in such cases? The answer is yes. Now, let's explore effective strategies for managing a narcissist, even when you're forced to maintain contact with them. Become a machine around them. If you must interact with a narcissist, the most important thing to learn is how to turn off your emotions and become an unemotional robot. Imagine yourself donning a suit of mental armor, sealing off all emotions and disabling all the buttons they could exploit. This not only protects you, but also takes away their most powerful weapon for manipulating you. Narcissists are masters at mapping out the psychology of others. They know your weak spots and will always find ways to press on them to provoke and needle you. Every word and action they take is calculated to create chaos and elicit a strong reaction. When you explode or lose control, they feel as if they've achieved a great victory. Don't let them succeed. Understand that every accusation, insult, or demeaning action is just a chess move in a complex psychological game they've orchestrated. They don't care about the truth or your feelings. Their sole objective is to create drama and chaos to feed their sense of power. When you react strongly, whether with anger, sadness, or attempts to explain yourself, you are giving them exactly what they crave, confirmation that they still control you. Conversely, your calmness, your robotic indifference will drive them mad. They can't manipulate you if you don't respond in the way they expect. When the narcissist puts on a show, be it complaining, blaming, or emotional manipulation, smile as if you're watching a circus performance. Don't let them pull you into their play. Instead, observe them with curiosity, as though you're studying the behavior of a strange creature. They want you to feel pain, insecurity, or offense. But if you remain composed, they'll gradually lose interest. Don't bother refuting or explaining. Whatever you say, they'll twist the truth to fit their narrative. Let them write their own script. That's what they do best. As Marcus Aurelius once said, if someone does wrong, the problem is theirs. Your task is to keep your mind clear and act correctly. When engaging in conversation, put on a neutral mask and respond with short, dry phrases like, yes, got it, or thanks. A flat, emotionless tone will feel to them like punching a pillow. Whenever they disrespect you, instead of arguing or defending yourself, firmly state, I am ending this conversation until you can speak to me respectfully, then leave immediately. This approach not only preserves your self-respect, but is also the safest way to avoid emotional harm or even physical aggression they might escalate to. Continuing to confront a narcissist only pulls you into a futile spiral of arguments where you'll always lose. Dealing the conversation is the only way to protect yourself and maintain healthy personal boundaries. If leaving isn't an option, try a second approach. No matter what terrible thing they say, simply respond with, okay. Doing this means you are winning. One more thing, when texting, avoid writing long, detailed messages. Ideally, each message should be confined to a single sentence. Every word you write can be twisted, distorted, and turned into a weapon against you. Like predators, they will hunt through your messages to find one word or phrase that fits their pre-constructed narrative. They will cling to it, using it to counterattack and leave you lost in your own conversation. You'll feel frustrated and helpless as the emotions you want to express get buried under a mountain of words. They will ignore the bigger picture and zero in on one small detail, blowing it out of proportion as though it were a heinous crime. Therefore, make your messages sharp, concise, and straight to the point. Refine each word, eliminate unnecessary details, and keep only the core information. Don't give them any chance to pick apart or distort your meaning. You are not obligated to dance to their tune. You have the right to seek a peaceful space of your own, free from their toxic behaviors. Take notes and preserve all evidence. Become a sharp detective, always observing and remembering every detail, no matter how trivial it may seem. Every word, action, or expression of the narcissist can contain valuable clues. What may appear to be insignificant in their behavior could reveal their true intentions, the game they are playing, and help you predict their next move. This is how you not only understand them better, but also take a proactive stance in dealing with them. Don't rely solely on your memory, as it can easily be distorted by emotions or time. Meticulously document everything, from seemingly unimportant conversations to suspicious situations. Use a notebook, phone, or any recording tools available to keep these precious pieces of evidence. Gathering this information isn't just about recording events. It also gives you a broader perspective on your relationship and the narcissist's behavior. What you document can become a shield to protect yourself, or a weapon to defend yourself if necessary. You may never need to use this information, but this thorough preparation will give you a sense of safety, confidence, and control when facing challenges. Recording and documenting isn't just a defensive strategy, it's also a way of caring for and protecting yourself. By capturing the truth, you reclaim your power from the distortions and manipulations that narcissists often employ. It's a way to remind yourself that what you're experiencing and feeling is real and valid, not delusional or vague, as they might lead you to believe. Think of this as a crucial step on your journey to freeing yourself from the toxic cycle of narcissistic abuse. When you have the truth in your hands and understand how they operate, you not only avoid emotional harm, but also begin to rebuild your confidence and inner strength. As Seneca, a Stoic philosopher, once said, "Nothing surprises the one who is prepared." By quietly building your treasure trove of information, you're not only preparing to handle any situation, but also fostering a sense of mental freedom. You're no longer swept into their games because you've seen through their strategies. When you prepare thoroughly, you give yourself the power to face whatever comes your way. Preparation is not just a form of protection, but a declaration of your own worth, that you deserve safety and peace of mind. Expose them. To take control in the game with a narcissist, you need to understand their critical weakness, their narcissistic supply. Imagine this supply as precious diamonds they cannot live without, essential doses to sustain their inflated ego and sense of power. This is their lifeline, and if you can influence this supply, you hold the trump card. Narcissists build a hierarchy of supply sources, assigning different values to each person they exploit. Diamonds are those who provide them with prestige, status, admiration, and respect from society, people they cannot afford to lose. In contrast, coal represents those they can easily manipulate and exploit without much effort, sources of lesser value in their eyes. When it comes to protecting their diamonds, narcissists are willing to sacrifice the coal without a hint of regret. They understand that their status and reputation depend on these shining sources, and this is where you can leverage control. The key lies in threatening their diamond supply. But don't misunderstand. This doesn't mean openly confronting or exposing them directly. Instead, subtlety and finesse are your greatest allies. Start by identifying the diamond sources in their network. These could be colleagues, influential friends, or anyone the narcissist relies on to maintain their perfect image. Once you've pinpointed these connections, you can subtly sow seeds of doubt or introduce threats that make them uneasy. This could involve cryptic remarks, hints that you know their true nature, and an unspoken readiness to expose them if necessary. Narcissists fear nothing more than losing control and being unmasked in front of those they value. By suggesting that you are aware of their true self, you create a sense of paranoia and insecurity. They will be forced to choose between continuing to manipulate you or safeguarding their image with their diamonds. Most often, they will sacrifice you, not out of remorse, but because they cannot risk losing what matters more. This is your opportunity to escape the toxic relationship without direct confrontation or further harm. Exposing a narcissist's true nature is not just an effective way to fight back, but also a significant step in reclaiming your own freedom. When you face the truth and shed light on their manipulations, you not only regain control, but also reconnect with your inner strength. You are no longer a silent victim, but an empowered individual, protecting yourself from exploitation and manipulation. As Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "When someone else harms you, ask yourself what exactly is harmed. If it's your reputation, recognition, or feelings, then it's your ego, not your true self." Exposing the truth is not about avenging your ego, but about liberating yourself from the mental burdens they have imposed. Remember, using this strategy is not about continuing the game with them, but about breaking free from the toxic cycle. You don't need to remain trapped in their control. You deserve a life of peace and freedom. Use your observation, understanding, and subtlety to reclaim control, not to win in their eyes, but to become free in your own. Let go of your ego. In the psychological battle with a narcissist, where the ego is exploited and manipulated, true victory lies not in domination or retaliation, but in letting go. Letting go of your ego is not an act of surrender or weakness. It is a subtle art that demands a delicate balance of humility and self-respect, inner strength, and extraordinary courage. It is akin to shedding a heavy suit of armor, allowing your soul to soar freely. At first, you may feel a sense of loss or emptiness, leaving you disoriented and uncertain. But trust me, once you overcome this challenge, you will discover an invaluable reward: liberation. A path paved with roses, leading you to true peace and freedom. Letting go of the ego does not mean losing yourself. Instead, it means finding a more complete version of who you are, serene, unshackled, and no longer tethered to toxic psychological manipulation. Letting go of the ego does not equate to admitting defeat or becoming weak. On the contrary, it reflects maturity and proactivity in choosing how to respond. Instead of being swept into the dramatic games of a narcissist, you decide not to participate in their carefully crafted scenarios. You don't need the last word, nor do you need to win pointless arguments where everyone ultimately loses. Narcissists thrive on manipulation, seeking to drag you into meaningless battles to assert their dominance. When you no longer feel the need to prove yourself right, when you refuse to be drawn into endless cycles of argument, or when you stop letting them dictate your emotions, you achieve your first victory. Victory over yourself. As Stoic philosophy reminds us, what troubles us is not the event itself, but our perception of it. When you stop reacting to provocations that stir anger, jealousy, or pain, you refuse to be a pawn in their game. This not only frees you from their control, but also brings you to a state of spiritual freedom, a place they cannot reach or understand. When you let go of the desire to win in the superficial sense, winning arguments, proving your worth to them, you start playing a different game. This is not a game of power, manipulation, or controlling others. It is the game of self-mastery, where you take control of your thoughts, emotions, and actions. In this new game, you are no longer driven by ego or external validation. As Marcus Aurelius once said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." When you master your mind, you not only thwart others' attempts to manipulate you, but also find the strength to live in alignment with your values. True victory does not require external validation or loud recognition. It comes when you achieve inner peace, free from the emotional storms others create. Remember, freedom does not come from controlling others or changing your circumstances, but from mastering yourself. By letting go of your ego, you free yourself from the invisible chains that narcissists try to impose. This is not surrender, but a way to safeguard your values and establish firm boundaries. Look at the pain they inflict as challenges that help you grow. Don't let them dictate how you react or feel. As Stoic philosophy teaches, the obstacle in the path becomes the path. Transform negative emotions into opportunities to build patience, courage, and calmness. By letting go, you win not just a small battle, but the greatest victory: inner peace and the freedom to live authentically. You step out of petty, toxic whirlwinds onto a broad, open path where you are the center of your own life. Life is full of games, but not all are worth playing. Narcissists want to pull you into a cycle of conflict and chaos, but you have the right to refuse. Choose a game that brings meaning and value, one that fosters growth and freedom. Every step you take away from the narcissist's control is a step closer to strength and independence. Don't let yourself be trapped in trivial battles. Stand up, step out, and create the life you deserve. This is the ultimate victory, the one that makes every effort worthwhile, bringing you freedom, happiness, and everlasting peace in your soul. Move on and live your life. The next step, the most important one, the key step to truly freeing yourself from the toxic whirlpool of a narcissist is this: move on and forget them. I know, it's easier said than done, right? But trust me, if you've persevered through the earlier steps, you can absolutely do this. This isn't just an action, it's a powerful declaration that you've chosen freedom, that you refuse to let the past define who you are. Imagine yourself as a bird that has just escaped the swamp, soaring high, leaving behind the ghosts of the past and the invisible chains that once bound you. You're no longer someone manipulated, caught in the whirlwind of control and hurt. You deserve a better life, one free from fear, lies, and toxic relationships. Take inspiration from people like Lizzo, confident, charismatic, and always true to herself. Flip your hair, check your nails, flash a bright smile, and walk as if you're striding down the stage of life under dazzling lights. As you bid the past goodbye, send those who caused you pain a wish for peace, but never look back. They are no longer part of the story you are writing. Move on and forget them is not just a decisive act, it is a powerful declaration of your freedom and self-worth. You are not bound to the past or the wounds inflicted by the narcissist. You are not defined by the pain they caused. You have the right to choose happiness for yourself. Stoic philosophy teaches us happiness doesn't come from controlling others or circumstances, but from controlling yourself. When you let go of the past and choose to move forward, you are reclaiming control over your life. You no longer let anyone or anything outside yourself dictate how you live. Healing after leaving. Right after leaving a narcissist, the first thing you need to do is not to look back at the past with pain and unanswered questions, but to focus your entire mind on the future. A future you build for yourself, full of radiance and freedom. You're not just leaving a toxic relationship, you're giving yourself the opportunity to live a full life, free from manipulation and the suppression of degrading words. Step out of the room of torment and doubt, where questions like, "What did I do wrong?" or "Am I worthy?" haunt you. Those questions no longer hold value in your new journey. Step outside, breathe in the freedom you've long yearned for, and start doing the things you've always wanted but never dared to try. Whether it's taking a yoga class to find balance, learning a new skill to expand your limits, or traveling to a place you've always dreamed of, do it. Even the smallest changes, like trying a new hairstyle or redecorating your living space, are actions that affirm this life is yours, and you have the right to shape it as you please. Remember, you are the source of strength and greatness that no one can take away. The hurtful words and disdain the narcissist once planted in you are now just hollow echoes, meaningless and out of place. You deserve respect, love, and a world that's big enough to find people who will recognize and cherish your unique value. If part of you desires to make them regret, remember that their regret is not something you need to pursue. You don't need to showcase your success or happiness in front of them. They've lost you, and that loss itself is monumental, whether they realize it or not. Instead of channeling energy into making them recognize their mistakes, focus on your healing and inner growth. Cultivate self-esteem. Learn to love yourself and invest in your mental and physical well-being. The past cannot be changed, but you can choose how to perceive it. Let memories drift like clouds in the sky. They may carry a sad rain, but after the rain the sky becomes clearer. Don't force yourself to forget or blame yourself for still remembering. That lingering attachment only proves you are someone who loves deeply and cherishes the past. But don't let those memories hold you back. Let them naturally fade, making room for better things. Whether or not you cut all ties, time will do its work. They may be trying to craft a happy image with someone else, but remember, they once played that role with you too. It's all a facade, a carefully staged play. When the curtain falls, when they no longer have anyone to manipulate or rely on to sustain their inflated ego, they'll face the emptiness within and ask themselves, "What have I lost?" But by then you won't need to look in their direction. Their realization, if it comes, won't matter anymore. Instead of looking back, stride forward on your journey of growth. Remember, every good thing you do for yourself, every new skill you learn, every value you restore is a way of asserting your inner strength. Invest in yourself, not for anyone else, but because you deserve it. When you reach a state of stability, independence, and confidence, the one who hurt you will, at some moment, realize that the person they underestimated, the person they deemed worthless, was in fact a priceless gift they foolishly let go. But their regret will no longer hold any significance to you. By then, you have risen high, strong and resilient, living a life of pride, a life no longer influenced by them. Start a new chapter in your life where you are the protagonist, no longer a backdrop for anyone else. This is where you are loved and appreciated for who you truly are, not for fulfilling someone else's needs. Live for yourself, pursue your passions, and build the future you've always dreamed of. Don't just survive those painful days. Turn your life into an inspiring story where you are both the scriptwriter and the star. Remember, not only do you have the right to all the good things in life, but you also deserve them. As Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Trust that this strength is within you, ready to lead you to a life of freedom, happiness, and profound meaning." You've spent enough time on the past. Now it's time to live for the present and look to the future. Move on and forget them, not because they don't deserve you, but because you deserve a life that truly belongs to you. So, we've journeyed together through 7 power moves to deal with narcissists, strategies that not only help you reclaim control, but also open the door to a freer, happier life. But you know what? These strategies aren't just about getting back at them or making them feel pain. They are truly a pathway for you to discover your inner strength, to realize that you don't need to change them. The most important thing is changing how you respond to them, and most importantly, how you relate to yourself. Remember, narcissists may have taken a lot from you: your energy, your self-esteem, even your faith in yourself. But now, you can choose not to give them anything more. Focus on rebuilding your life, day by day, step by step, into the strong, free, and fearless version of yourself that you've always dreamed of becoming. Life is too short to be imprisoned by anyone's control or manipulation. Let what you've learned today serve as the beginning of your journey out of the darkness and into the light of a brighter future. If you found this video helpful, please share it with others who might also need a boost of strength. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button to continue accompanying me on this journey to discovering the freedom and power within each of us. Remind yourself, you are deserving of love, respect, and happiness. This life is yours, and now you're ready to live it on your own terms. Thank you for taking the time to listen. Rise high and live brilliantly.